to see someone frantically working on their phone to send a text message, and I'm driving down the road, and I'm driving and I'm doing this, and I'm thinking, this is not the wisest thing to do. And I laugh about it and put my phone down and pull over and do it. But the things that we do, if we simply stop for a moment and catch ourselves and laugh about it. He says, then you will bust the ego wide open, neutralize its false power, reveal it for what it is, stop wanting to want, and reattune yourself to the wisdom of the still small voice that is within us. You'll stop and listen for just a moment. I came to a realization not all that long ago that my life is not my own. My life is not my own. That I'm not an isolated being living in a success-fail world. That it isn't about me or what I'm trying to accomplish in my life. That I'm a spiritual being seeking to live a spiritually based life. And so my life is not really my own in that sense. And in some ways it goes against much of, or contradicts much of what I have been taught or have been teaching over the last several years, that I create my reality, that I'm master of my destiny, that my thoughts create whatever it is that I want to create. In other words, I'm in control of the whole creative process. And to a large extent, that idea, that dynamic has shown up in a powerful way in my life, because I know that when I set an intention and I put myself into it and I focus on it, that I can create things in my world. And that's an important thing to be aware of, but it's not about me. It's that often we get so caught up into the reality that it's about us, and that our goals are what are important. My goals are the most important thing. And so, of late, when I think about what it is that I want to accomplish in my life, what do I want to happen 5 years down the road or 10 years down the road, and I think, what are the goals that I want to set? And I realize that the goals that I set are not self-centered goals. The goals that I need to set are goals that reflect the highest and best of myself and the people that I'm with and around and that I want to affect and influence. But that's true for every single one of us, that our lives are not our own. They are God's gift to the world. And if we step into that reality, we realize that we can create our destiny and our reality, and we can do it in a way that brings forth the energies of love and compassion. It's like we're handed capital to spend. Spiritual capital. It's like, here, you're given this. And so we can spend it, and the question is, how do we spend it? And where do we spend it? I'm here for a short-term moment, or am I an instrument of fulfillment in the world? How do I want to invest it? See, it's true that I'm not responsible for another's reality, but I am responsible to be sensitive rather than dismissive of a person and what it is they're trying to do. I think that our job is to create good karma, not just for ourselves, but for the world, and to live on a spiritual budget, to realize that we have, even though spirit is unlimited, we have a certain capacity to express it in a certain way, and so we can choose where to direct that energy and how that might flow in and through us. And I think that's a lot of what being an urban shaman is all about, because we're working with people in our lives every day, every moment. How many people do you encounter in your life experience in a given day? We all engage and interact, even if it's on the phone or even if it's on television. We see and experience and interact with people. And so how is it that we want to show up? Do we want to show up as somebody who is subject to the tyranny of trends and interacting in an unconscious way with the world, or do we want to show up with one foot in spirit, engaged and connected and grounded in the love and the wisdom and energy of God, and one foot in the human self, understanding how that love and energy needs to express itself and come forth in our life and in the lives of others? I mean, it's really that simple. That's the choice that we face. It's not about being perfect. It's about being who it is that we are. I have a short YouTube clip that I want to share with you that is about imperfection.
Mrs. Lee, I believe you have some words to say about the dearly departed.
I'm not going to sing praises for my late husband. Not today. Neither am I going to talk about how good he was. Enough people have done that here. Instead, I want to talk about some things that will make some of you feel a bit uncomfortable. First off, I want to talk about what happened in bed. Ever had difficulty starting your car engine in the morning? Well, that's exactly what David's snoring sounded like. But wait, snoring wasn't everything. There was also this rear end wind action going on as well. Some nights, it would be so forceful, it would wake him up. What was that? He would ask. Oh, it's the dog, I would say. Go back to sleep, dear. Oh, you might find this all very funny, but towards the end of his life, when his illness was at its worst, these sounds indicated to me that my David was still alive. And what I wouldn't give just to hear those sounds again before I sleep. In the end, it's these small things that you remember, the little imperfections that make them perfect for you. So to my beautiful children, I hope one day you too find yourselves life partners who are as beautifully imperfect as your father was to me.